corruption is not really the central problem, the central resistance to Africa's development, that it is the incompetence of our leaders over time and replicating itself in many countries that has brought us to where we are. Therefore, that instead of focusing on talking about eliminating corruption, if perhaps we put the competent hands to work, we should get there. What do you say?
There is a sense in which those who say that are actually reading from the same page as I do. That really? The African problem is essentially and fundamentally a failure of leadership, and that corruption is a manifestation of that failure of leadership. The reason why people engage in corruption is because these individuals have no agenda for their countries. The first reason why they want to get into public office is that they want to use public office to feather their nest. They get into public office so that they have prestige. But if you have men and women who are competent, then they will use their office for the benefit of their countries. They will not engage in activities that undermine their countries. I agree with you, therefore.
So yes. Do you mean competence?
You know, leadership.
Are you speaking to the question that they are incompetent people who are handling the African affairs, and they've been doing it for a while? When you say it's a problem of leadership, do you mean that a leader is incompetent? Leaders of Africa are incompetent? They are not well prepared, they lack the expertise, they lack the experience. Is that what you're saying?
That is exactly what I'm saying. That if you look at many African countries, the men and women that we have given the opportunity to lead us are actually misleaders. They don't understand what is expected of them. They don't appreciate what is expected of them. They don't use the expertise that is around them. Because what is leadership? Leadership is the ability to identify professionals and experts in different areas and use the expertise to achieve the overall agenda that is in the interest of the nation, so that you don't have to be an economist to ensure that your country is moving in the right economic direction. Your ability to identify those who have the technical know-how, to use that technical know-how, and to ensure that that technical know-how fulfills the desires of your people, because people have very basic needs. People want food. And therefore, you've got to ensure that your agriculture is right. People want medicine in the hospitals, to ensure that you have medicine and properly trained personnel. People want infrastructure, to ensure that you have infrastructure. People want their taxes to be utilized well, and people must have focus. And we have seen in the recent past, and I remember during my lecture I said, within a very short stint, a young man who had not gone to school very well, Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso, was so clear in his vision as to what ought to happen to his country that he was able to put together a number of individuals to move the country in the right direction. In one sentence, therefore, I'm saying African leaders have demonstrated not once, not twice, not thrice, but times without number that they are incompetent. And even those who have had the advantage of formal education have demonstrated that the education they have does not change their minds and hearts fundamentally.